Good evening and welcome to our Friday night Essence team meeting. I'm Cheyenne Kramer and we come together most every Friday night and we share information and ideas about a program that we are all using to be able to build cash flow that allows us to work in our Friday night essence, whatever that might be. So we welcome you to our meeting here tonight. This is being recorded, so anybody who's not here that might have been interested in this, I always encourage you all to go to my YouTube channel. It's just Cheyenne Kramer, and look for the iClub playlist. We have a whole bunch of videos now in that iClub playlist that address a lot of different things about the iClub business, the iClub website, some of the basics of our web tool, and also some different ideas and such on marketing and how to actually build your business. So don't hesitate to go to YouTube and look up Cheyenne Kramer and the iClub playlist and catch up on things that you have not seen before. So I always like to just very briefly kind of touch on the program we're working with and why. iClub Biz is an amazing company that I've been following for the last 5 years or so. I believe they've been around about 7. And it's one of the most amazing programs just because there's not huge barriers to be able to enter the program. So anybody who has a will to work at it has the ability to start to produce income and to build the most valuable thing on the planet, which we're going to talk more about tonight, which is residual income, or as Donald and I like to call it, automatic money. So whenever money just kind of drops into your account and you haven't done anything recently, that's a beautiful thing. I know this week I saw that I have a lot more activity on my left leg than I do my right. I'm trying to start to build my right leg now. But so this week was thrilling when all of a sudden I had the 75 points on both sides and 1250 dropped into my account and I hadn't done a thing. So we love that automatic money. That's what we're striving for more of. And we'll talk more about that through this particular evening. So just to make sure everybody has the same kind of information to start with, if you are either new to iClub or maybe you're just a visitor or a guest taking a look at what we've got, just be aware that we have a variety of products in iClub that are high quality products. And you can get them for less money here than you can in a lot of different places on the internet. I had to laugh today. I was in a networking meeting here locally, and there was a woman who was a travel agent, and she was getting frustrated because the way that she liked to sell her travel business was that she wanted to provide people with the service of doing all the travel searching for them and making recommendations about where to stay and who to fly with and all of that kind of thing. She didn't charge for that fee, so people would actually have to book with her for her to actually make the money. And, you know, she was explaining that she was really frustrated because a lot of times people would come to her and ask for recommendations, and then they'd go out online and search for the same kinds of stuff themselves. And if they could find it for cheaper doing searches on their own than what she was offering them, then they go and book it on their own. That is really, really common in the travel industry at this point in time because everybody has the ability to book their own travel. So what I want you to understand is we are the solution for that. And I may need to talk to her at some point in time because that's the whole thing. When we sell our travel membership for a big whopping $25 and for the rest of your life, you can be your own travel agent, we're giving people the opportunity to go do your own searches, but pay travel agent prices and get the commission back. So why in the world fight with what people are doing where, oh my gosh, yeah, you make recommendations and then I'm going to go book it on my own. Just sell them a travel membership and let them book it on their own. You make money. That's a good thing. So that's one of the things we love about our travel program with iClub. And then we have some great health and wellness products, things like colostrum, iPrime Java, which is a healthy coffee. We have a magic mask skincare that, guys or gals who want to see a few less wrinkles, they can get some immediate relief from some of that with the magic mask formula. We've got a great non-toxic cleaning product, some weight loss, Cashflow manager, and our lead capture page. For people who still don't quite understand what the value of a lead capture page is, I did want to just highlight one of our iClub members here tonight because I really love what he did. Some of you know this gentleman, Rick Mabe, and he did a video yesterday that just really struck me as something that people might respond to. And he was really encouraging people to listen to the vision that he's holding. Some of us have called what he was talking about something like paradise cities. I think he even said that in his video. But he's holding a vision that's all about people living in community and living in health, wealth, and peace. And so I told him, I said, take that video and put it in your iWeb tool and let me help share it around. And so I put it out on a bunch of pages today, and Fridays are actually the worst day to put anything out on the internet because everybody decides, whoopee, it's Friday, I'm not going to do any work, and I don't want to even be on Facebook most of the time. So they're gone. But I put it out there knowing that people will kind of sneak in here on Saturday and Sunday and even into Monday. They'll see some of this. And I'm praying that Rick gets some activity there because he's done with this lead capture page. This lead capture page you're looking at right here and right now is an iWeb tool. You can see it right here, powered by iWeb tool. So it is an iWeb tool page. And basically, Rick has done with this what I recommend that people consider doing. He's given people information about his vision, and then he's also created a free ebook with what he calls the Hope Formula. Donald, if you ever come over here and we can work on creating something similar for you about your relationship kind of boot camp stuff, so that people will want to be able to get that training from you and access that. Or maybe even an ebook like what Rick has done. And he talks about the Hope Formula. And down here, he shows you what that means. H is for honesty. O is for omnipotence. The P is for pure love. And then E is for essence. So that's his Hope Formula. That's what he came up with as a way to help people find their Friday night essence. So this is a great thing. And, when I put his website out there, I said, hey, go ahead and give him your email so he can send you a free ebook. And it will help you to be able to start to figure out ways that you can live in the vision that he's describing. So that is a great example tonight on how we can use iWeb tool. And I know he'll get some views on it. I'm not sure how many people will actually ask for the ebook right away, but I know he's going to get some views on this video. So that's a great example of what we can do with our lead capture page, because that's the whole thing. Anybody who puts their name and email in here, now they become part of an email newsletter list for Rick. And that is one of the most powerful things we can have, because once we have people in our system with their name and their email address, now we have a way to go back and email them and be able to start a conversation, to be able to start to build a relationship, which is what we really need to be all about in anything that we're doing out here. This is a business of building relationships and helping people get what they want out of life. So just a great example. If you haven't been to Rick's website, here it is. It's iwebatool.net/no-hype hope. And I absolutely encourage you all to go there, watch the video, but put your name and email in his website as well, and get his free ebook. That will help you to understand more about how we can use the iWebba tool as a very powerful tool in building whatever it is we want to build as a result of being an iClub. Make sense?
Yes.
Cool deal. All right. Well, I want to take some time tonight to focus on this little animal right here. Have any of you guys read Rich Dad, Poor Dad before?
Yeah. Kawasaki.
Yep, Robert Kiyosaki. He's an amazing guy, and we've actually seen him speak live in the past, and we really just love what he's all about because, you know, Donald said, hey, let's talk about freedom tonight, and I said, you know what, that's a good thing because freedom is really, to me, the #1 reason to be involved in iClub or any other type of program like this, because freedom, if you don't have enough money and you don't have enough time, then it's really hard to have freedom. Most people are out here chasing dollars. And if all you're doing is chasing dollars and you've still got too many bills and you can't cover them all with the dollars you got, then you spend more time chasing more dollars. And that's where people end up getting stressed. Their health starts to fail. Their relationships start to fail. You know, there's way too many parents who don't get to spend very much time with their kids because they're chasing dollars and they don't have the time to spend with their kids. So that's a huge thing. I mean, we were very fortunate when our kids were growing up because Don had the Copiers After Hours business, and that business allowed him the freedom to spend more time with his kids. So that's what we want for everybody. That's what this is really all about. And so this is actually from another Robert Kiyosaki book. It's called the Cashflow Quadrant. And if you've never heard of that, you've never picked up that book before, I encourage you to take a look for it and see what you can do to get your hands on it. The Cashflow Quadrant. It is an eye-opener. And so this is basically the quadrant, and it spells it out beautifully here, but you can see E is for employee, S is for self-employed, B is for business owner, and I is for investor. The thing is that as long as we're on the left side of the quadrant, as long as we are either an employee with a job or a self-employed person, like even your window cleaning business, Donald, you own a job. So you either have a job or you own a job. You still have to trade your time for money. And let's face it, time is one of the most valuable things that people have these days. Too many people feel like they don't have enough time. But the fact of the matter is we've got all there is. So what do you do other than try to figure out how to get out of the left side of this quadrant and get into the right side of this quadrant? So the right side of the quadrant is where you become the business owner. You own a system that works for you. Some of us are starting to see that happen in iClub. You know, like when we cycle in our team cycle and $12.50 drops into your account without you doing anything. That's part of the beauty of being a business owner. Today, my goodness, I don't know who this new person is or where they came from, but you know, we had one person signed up, 9 people today. And, you know, plus there was an additional, I believe, 4 that I saw. So that's 13 people that got added to our team today. I didn't do anything for that. Did either of you?
No. That's nice.
So, you know, that's the beauty is when you are building a B-type business and you're working as a business owner, that's called automatic money. Money's dropping into our accounts, whether we did a darn thing or not. And then, of course, the beautiful thing is when you make enough money that you can invest in other people, other businesses, things like cryptocurrency, or, if you happen to like the stock market, then you can make your money work for you. So up here you have a system that works for you, which is what iClub is. Here you let your money work for you. So if we want time and money freedom, we have to learn how to work on this side of the quadrant. Most people don't know how, because we all in society have been trained to be in the employee quadrant, to have a job. And so what I like about this particular image is the idea that it shows how I believe a lot of people almost have to go into the network marketing arena. Because for a lot of people, if they've been an employee all their life, they don't know a lot about sales and marketing. That's where this piece comes in, is that for a lot of people, they almost have to move first into learning some things about sales and marketing to become self-employed. So if we're out here and we find somebody who just wants to, buy product, or just wants to, buy the travel program, well, you've got an obligation at that point, if you've gotten their interest, to sell it to them. But just be aware that if all you're doing is selling the travel program or selling the health and wellness products we've got, then you are still being self-employed. You're trading your time for the money. You just made yourself a job and you own it. When you start looking for the people who have a dream, they have a vision, they have something that's a burning desire with them. Maybe they know what their Friday night essence is, maybe they don't. But when you start looking for those people, those are the people who want the time to be able to do something with their life. Those are the people who are ready to look at becoming a business owner. They want a system that will work for them. So when you find somebody who says, oh man, I just have this desire, I so much want to be able to, I want to rent houses, I want to rent apartment buildings, I want to own those things, I want to be able to bring in money from those kinds of things, those kinds of assets. That's what Robert Kiyosaki talks about. Then now you've got somebody who's talking about being a business owner and even an investor. They can invest in those properties and make that money work for them. So when you're operating on this side of the quadrant, you're looking for people who want to build a system or who want to invest their money. So just be aware that there is a huge difference. If all you're doing out there is saying, see my travel program, see my great products, then you just created yourself a job. You're still trading your time for money. When you want to come over here, you're looking for people who want to build. And those are the people who should be here every Friday night. Because that's what we're trying to do, is give them the tools, give them the ideas, give them the way to be able to start to build that business and become a business owner where you have a system that works for you and you've got other people in the system.
Right.
Now, don't think for a second that that any of this is just all about you owning a system. To be able to be really good at any of this, other than being an employee, you need to be highly super focused on building the relationships with people and understanding what they want. If they don't want anything more from you than a health and wellness product or a travel business, or a travel agency where they can just book their own travel, well, good, sign them up for that and be on your way. Don't worry about it. If they're not into getting onto this side of the system, don't worry about it. But you want to keep looking for people who want to be on this side, because there's only 4 main things that people are looking for in general. You could get into some details that are slightly different, but in general, 4 main things people are looking for. They're either looking for better health. If they're looking for better health, then you're going to come from this place, right? You're going to help them by selling them a health and wellness product. If they're looking for wealth, then you know what? If they really seem to be more about, I need more money, I need to build wealth, I need, to have more money in my world, then you can approach them from the business owner side. If they really seem to want to have more in the way of peace, well, there's some possibilities here. There's two ways to look at that. One is you can actually have some peace by getting out of town and taking a vacation, which means they're really wanting you to help them again, to sell them a product and just be your self-employed type of person. But what if peace for them means that they're contributing something to the community? People can't be engaged in contributing a lot to the community when their time is all tied up on this side of the quadrant. To be able to really give your time and help in the community, you've got to get over to this side of the quadrant. This is why I say people who talk about building a nonprofit, I'm like, please stop. Don't talk about building a nonprofit, because it's getting harder and harder to do that. And it's going to continue to get hard because the competition is really high among them. The amount of grant money is going down. So instead, if they really, really want to create peace by contributing something to the community, understand that you want to help them to build this. Build something where the money keeps coming, whether they're working or not, and it gives them the freedom to spend their time doing whatever they want to do. And that's the fourth thing. We talk health, we talk wealth, we talk peace. We all know about those concepts. But the fourth one is time. So many people are feeling stressed out, burned out, don't have enough time to do what they want to do. And again, that's whether that's spending time with their family, whether it's spending time in the community, whatever. They are burned out and don't feel like they have enough time. So that's where freedom really comes from, is this side of the quadrant. This is where you own the system that works for you and makes you money, and you get to a place of being an investor where the money works for you and makes you money. One of the things I recommend, and we've been doing some presentations here in the Raleigh area about this, there are opportunities where, and especially in iClub, where if you found somebody who seemed like they were a real go-getter, but they've been through a real hard time and they're just flat broke, they don't have a way to really get moving with a business of some sort, you could, as a business owner in iClub, you could consider investing $5 in somebody. Just invest $5 in them and put them in your team. If they've proven to you that they've got a will to go do some work. You don't want to do that for everybody, because some people you just blew $5. But if you know there's somebody out there that would really jump in and work with you, they might be worth a $5 investment. And guess what? You get them going and they start making some money, you're going to get a return on your investment. And if you get enough of a return on your investment, hopefully more than $5, then you could invest in somebody else. So just understand that this is where we want to be spending as much of our time as we can if we truly want freedom. But also understand there's a lot of people stuck here, and there's a lot of people who almost need to go here first just because they want to build their confidence. They want to learn about sales and marketing. They want to just do a little bit of owning that job before they jump over here and start trying to help and coach somebody else. And we need to honor that in that case. So that makes sense, guys? Is this a good place to be or what?
Nobody speaks something.
Woo! Everybody's gone to sleep on me. Darn.
No, we're still awake, Jan. Yes.
All right, good deal. Well, that's the main concept that I really wanted to share with you guys tonight, because freedom is something that our spirit, our soul craves. I believe that we were designed to be freedom-seeking beings. And the only way you get freedom is to get out of this left side of the quadrant and get into the right side. So the more you build in this system, you empower other people by helping them to build in the system. It's not all about you, it's about helping them. And the more you help them, the more you're going to get what you want. So whether it's business owner or investor or both, just understand this is where freedom lies. This is where you get to that other space where your time gets freed up and you can have time freedom and money freedom. That's where the power really lies. Questions? Comments?
Observation. Oh, what is that glare? You see that glare, guys? Is it the ghost or something?
I don't know. Yeah, you look kind of foggy there. You're out there in the mist somewhere.
I'm gonna put my arm here.
Well, and you might just need to clean your camera lens. There might be some dirt or something on it. I have that happen once in a while.
Well, that could be. Yeah.
Maybe you keep it sterilizing.
I'll check. Yeah, it's dirty. Maybe. That's a good idea.